Come with me on this fine fresh Friday morning and we've got a Hyundai i20N and we're going to be replacing the front brake pads, and as you can see we're using genuine parts only because there is nothing aftermarket for them. First thing we need to do, as always, we need to remove the two front wheels. Now that we've got the front wheel off, you need to get yourself an appropriate spanner, get yourself a bleed bottle and slack that nipple off, and I'll show you now. Now what you need to do is slacken your nipple off and literally push that pop back, and you can see all that dirty fluid which is coming out, and if you do it right you won't need to bleed the brakes. Just as the caliper's coming to a stop, lock your nipple off. Now we all make some fancy spanners from time to time. Now this is just a shaved down 17mm, just just enough to hold your slider pin. Get on your ratchet and literally just wind them out. Now that we've got the caliper off, we have got the pads out, but make sure you just support your caliper because you do not want to be putting any stress on the flexi hose. Now we've got the old pads out. If you have a look at the new pads, there is a difference on the inner pads to the left and the right. And also in this kit you get some nice brake grease, nice little raggaroony, and some instructions. Now we've removed the brake pad shims out of the carriers and we've made them spotless with a wire brush on the drill. And we can get these shims back in now, get a little bit of grease on them pads and get them fitted in. Now before we put the brake pads in with the new grease, we're just going to get some elbow grease and give these carriers a bit of a cleaner. Right, now let's get the pads in, and we have just put a little bit of grease on the top of the wings there, and once you put them in they should move nice and freely like that. Now that we've got the pads back in, just make sure that your sliders are nice and free. If they feel a little bit tight, take them out, give them a bit of a clean and use a little bit of red rubber grease. And there we go, that is the brake pads now fully installed. The caliper slider bolts, they are torqued up to spec, and we're just going to give this caliper a bit of a cleaner. And there we go, that just looks a little bit better, doesn't it? It's all attention to detail. Now make sure that you put your dust cover back on your bleed nipple, and I'm going to repeat this process on the other side. And there we go, that is the driver's side done. The only difference is the driver's side has got a wear sensor on it. Anyway, let's get the wheels on and back on the floor. Now that we've got the car on the floor, we're just going to jump inside and we're going to pump that brake pedal up until that pedal goes nice and hard. And what we're going to do, get the bonnet open. Now that we've got the bonnet open, we're just going to jump around now and we're going to make sure that that brake fluid is at the maximum level. If it needs topping up, top it up with the correct .4 brake fluid. And there you have it, that is a front set of brake pads replacing a Hyundai i20. Doesn't it look a little bit better now them calipers are a bit cleaner rooney. Anyway, torque the wheels up and we're going to take it down the road for a bit of a test drive and we'll get it